Hi.
Hey.
Can you
Hello.
hear? Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Um, how's your day been?
It's been busy.
It's
My
good.
job is opening back up tomorrow. So I've been running around because I do marketing for a salon company and there's like 3 salons. So I've just been doing a ton of shit for them to
Yeah.
prepare. But it's good to be busy right now.
Yeah. It's nice to have like a purpose.
Yeah. But it's weird after weeks of not doing very much, like suddenly having so much to do. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like, I haven't talked to this many people in so long. I don't know how to be normal. Like I've turned into an introvert suddenly.
Okay, I'm hanging out with Joe Babb. Where are you?
I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Are you at your house?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
at home.
cool. Um, So I kind of am curious, what are like your creative projects right now? I know that you said you were like really busy with work stuff, but do you have like little bubbles of creative projects that you're
Oh
working on
yeah,
right now?
I have so much going on. Well, my band Danny Oakley is recording a record in May, so we're preparing that. We're gonna do that with our friend Courtney Hartman in her little barn.
Cool.
Um, it'll be very stripped down and very true to our sound. So we're just trying to make sure we get everything we want nailed down before we go in to do it. So preparing that, we have a lot of songs to sift through, and photography. I've been planning some shoots with just the people around me, like my sister Sophie and my roommate. Um, just trying to be creative in that regard while maintaining distance.
Yeah. I guess I should mention because so you sang on the record, background vocals, and you also directed the video for an Echo, which is great. And you like took my promo photos for the record too. So you kind of like had a lot to do with this whole thing. But I've always like loved how I mean, I think like a huge issue for me growing up is like music was something that I was like kind of um I wasn't like always good at it, but like I had sort of a knack for it, so like it wasn't super scary to get into. But I something I've always loved about you is that like you've just have seemed like so fearless and like because you just like try anything, and I just think that that's such like a and you're well, everything that you end up doing is like really good too, but I think you have to like you have to be kind of fearless to try it to get past that part where you're like not very good at something at first.
Yeah.
And you've always seemed like really good at like just jumping into something head first, and I just like have always really admired that about
Well,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
I definitely will try anything once. Most anything. I'm not good at everything. There's some things for sure I'm like, I'm never doing that again. But when it comes to like art and not I'm not good at drawing. That's one thing I've tried. Horrible at. But I can kind of paint a picture with a camera
Yeah.
and tell a story through video. So yeah,
Yeah.
nice to be able to do all of that with you specifically, like to sing and take photos and direct a video. That was really fun.
Yeah. Super, super excited that we got to do all that together. Um, so I was thinking about this today. I couldn't figure out. Like, I know that I've probably known you at least for 4 or 5 years, I think.
Longer than that. I mean,
Okay.
we met a very long time ago. We definitely didn't know each other very well, but I'm pretty sure I met you at was it the Pink Elephant Cafe or something like that in Norman? What was it? It
Pink.
was
Oh,
it's
what
the
was there before that, like Mexican restaurant?
yeah. And it was like the Tequila Songbirds
Okay.
Songwriters Night. And that was when I was 15. So Yeah, 7 years.
Okay. I was trying to figure out like when our paths like started crossing, I
I
guess.
mean, Sophie and I were listening to you before you even knew like who we were. So whenever we met you at that songwriters night, we were fangirling really hard.
That's so funny. I was talking to Kyle about when we met, and apparently he showed up to my 23rd birthday party uninvited. That's how we met.
Good to know what's happening.
He got invited by his girlfriend, I guess, who was invited, but it's so funny. Like, I don't think about how sometimes how I meet someone whenever it's just like random, but so I'm wondering, are you writing any more songs for the Spinster Project at all, or are you kind of like letting that chill, or what?
Well, it's funny because I've been writing a lot of songs, and I feel like they are both in Annie Oakley and the Spinster camps. Like I could go either way, and I might go with both for some of these newer songs.
Mm-hmm.
I am waiting to form a band naturally. I just so happen to have met a incredible bassist last week, and she and I have decided to do that together. So I've got a
Cool.
bassist
Those are
at the
actually the
party.
hardest to find.
Well, I'm hoping the drummer comes along soon.
Cool. Um, what else did I have on my list of things? What is so when you sit down to write, do you have like a specific instrument that you feel most comfortable? Not like, I'm assuming it's probably guitar, but do you have like a specific guitar that you gravitate towards?
Yeah. Lately I've just been picking up my little parlor Gretsch, and I think that's why a lot of my songs have been more for Annie Oakley, because I haven't even tried writing on the electric lately.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just a cute little guitar.
Is
Take
it
it
the
outside.
Is it that Jim Dandy thing? Yeah, I
Mhm.
have one of those too. I feel that's like my hidden secret for people that are looking for like a cheap beginner's guitar. I tell people to get that Jim Dandy
Yeah,
Gretsch thing.
love the sound of it
Yeah,
too.
and
It's
it
a
only costs like $120.
oh, it's definitely a good one.
Yeah. Um, okay, so the last part of these is I do sort of like a fast round of just, you don't have to think too hard about it. I'm just gonna like ask you questions and you just kind of like first thing that pops
I
into
don't
your head.
really think before I speak, anyways. So
Okay. Favorite movie, Joe Babb. What's your favorite movie?
Moonrise Kingdom,
Oh, okay.
#1 for sure.
Cool. I'll have to watch that again. I like remember liking it when I saw it, but it definitely was not one of my like top
Watch it again.
Wes Anderson movies.
It's my #1
Okay.
besides Fantastic Mr. Fox. Between those two, they're tied. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. I Life Aquatic came out when I was like in a super impressionable time in my life, so that was always like my favorite Wes
I think
Anderson
that's why Moonrise Kingdom is mine, because I saw it when I was in the 8th grade, and I was
movie.
just that was my first introduction into like different sorts of filmmaking. It's like,
Hmm.
whoa, art.
Art. That's awesome. What's your favorite book?
I think it's probably All the Light We Cannot See. Um, well, no, I'm gonna have to take that back. My all-time favorite is Bambi. It's it's the sweetest book. If you haven't read it, you
I
should.
actually haven't read the book. No.
It was written in 1942, and
Hmm.
it's written entirely from the perspective of the deer. And it's not in a, though it's like anthropomorphic, like it thinks human like thoughts, it's still a deer. Um, it's not Disney, so
Wow.
it's just a sweet one. I recommend it.
Great. Um, Aesthetically, what is your favorite decade?
That's so hard.
I know you've like only been alive for like one.
I've only been alive for one day. I was born in 2010.
Two.
I am 12. Probably the 60s, because you have the early part with all the 50s like mod stuff, and then the groovy early like 70s type style. So I'll go with that.
Okay. And if you could live anywhere in the whole world for a year, where would you live?
I would live in, I think I'd live in Carpinteria, California.
Where?
Carpinteria.
Is it on the coast?
Yeah, it's 30 minutes south of Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
My best friends live there, and I miss them. So,
And
yeah.
I'm assuming it's just like beautiful,
Yeah,
like the California coast.
Yeah.
Great, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for doing my little interview thing. Brian came up with the name of it, and I think it's going to be, because he just said something about recording, and he was like, if it sounds good, it is good. So that's the name of
Wait.
If it sounds good, it is good.
I love that.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but
it sounds good, so it is good.
Yeah, so it is good. I also got a dog. I don't know if you.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's over here asleep on the floor.
I want a dog.
Where is he at?
There
he is.
What's its name again?
Marty.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah, he's great. I named him after Marty from Ozark. Do you watch Ozark? Oh, well, it's a show. And I named him after a character who's a money launderer. And I figured if it ever got weird that I named my dog after a money launderer, I could just say I named him after Marty McFly.
Yeah, there's that.
Anyways, well, thank you so much. And I hope the rest of your day goes well. And
you too.
I don't know when I'll see you next.